Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Wendy's kicking off your week with a supersized dose of the hottest topics. Plus, HuffPost Live's Caitlin Becker is here with the inside scoop on feuding sisters Kendall and Kylie Jenner. And just in time for Mother's Day, Nicole Lappin has incredible trendy at Wendy discounts on the perfect gifts for mom. Plus, who will Wendy be calling it home today with a chance to win big money? Find out as our spring cha-ching giveaway keeps on spinning. Now, here's Wendy!
Ta-da! Hello, world! We're back! Yes! Yes! Thank you for watching. My co-host, my studio audience. Who came to encourage this mess. Happy Monday. How you doing? Well rested. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. I'm glad that you're all here today. I love you more, thank you. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I sure did. I was busy running around town and running around the country. I was in Atlanta yesterday at the Ultimate Women's Expo. Shout out to the thousands of women who were there. Thank you for your time. And you inspire me as well. Thank you very much, Freddie O, for taking this picture, too. Next weekend, my country tour continues. I'll be doing my sit-down tour in Atlantic City at the Borgata, so that's joke night. Yeah, Saturday night. Saturday night. Ew. You know, I was not shocked to hear about Tiger Woods and Lindsey Vonn's relationship being over. You know, it's only because I'm surprised it lasted this long on account of Tiger's past. I mean, they had been together for 3 years, and during the entire 3 years, me and Hot Topics never heard a peep out of him, you know, stepping out on Lindsey. And so, you know, they said that first of all, they announced it the way they announced when they became a couple, which is over Facebook, you know, even though that's not good for our business, because we like to dig and bring you, you know, we like to bring you the headlines ourselves, and now these celebrities, they can just announce stuff on Facebook and beat us to the punch, which is, you know, good for them. You know, Lindsey's only 30 years old and Tiger's like 39, and neither one of their, you know, careers have been what they need to be. You know, him on account of, I don't know. And her because she's been wounded. So now she's not wounded anymore and she's ready to go back. She's one of those downhill, cross-country, uphill skier people. And so, you know, when I first heard that they split up, unlike a lot of the cynics that work around here, I didn't think it was him cheating. For some reason, I figured the relationship had just run its course. Well, it turns out neither one of us were right. Apparently, she is now going back into training because she's an Olympian, and when you're 30 years old, you don't give up your career from a man, particularly, particularly a boyfriend and somebody who you have no children with or anything like that. I mean, she's got her whole life ahead of her. And then him, I mean, it was amicable. And I honestly, excuse me, I'm a cynic. I honestly believe that this breakup is amicable. No, I don't think that they're gonna go on to be friends. You don't need to be friends with your ex, but I also don't think that he cheated or she cheated and they're gonna say mean stuff about each other on social media. So, you know, good for him. Then I was asked this morning, do I think it'll be hard for him to move on and have a normal relationship with somebody else? I said, well, yes, he's had a normal relationship with Lindsey for the past 3 years, you know? And, you know, what he did to Elin while they were married is almost to be expected when you are with an elite athlete or some sort of savant, you know, whether, you know, like that's like if you or I went to college at 12 and Harvard and graduated at 15. Like there are a lot of kids who do that, you know, the education track, but I equate that also with being an elite athlete, like the Williams sisters or Tiger Woods. They've never had a normal life. While me and you were out getting it in at 15, whatever getting it in is, I don't mean having sex, but I just mean, you know, having a good time. Like, didn't our good time start around 13 years old and continue on? You know, wasn't our social life in college shameful? Yeah. He didn't go to college. college. He didn't go to college. So he didn't get a chance to experience the things that we experienced at the appropriate age. Instead, he waited to marry Elin and have a career and then get all those women. So he kind of put the cart before the horse. But do I think it'll be difficult for him to move on and have a normal relationship with somebody? No. As a matter of fact, he might have dialed back and gone the total opposite way, like faithful, dutiful, will empty the dishwasher for you and rub your feet. You know, because he realized how bad he was to Elin and what his relationship career has been like. Anyway, that's it with this story. Good luck to all the parties involved. So, you gotta love Madonna. She decided to get online with her Madonna fans for about 20 minutes the other night, live from her bathroom with a bottle of wine. It was the best. So you know how Madonna never apologizes for anything. We can tell her she's inappropriately acting like she's 22. She's embarrassing our age group. You know, she's embarrassing to the kids. They don't even know who she is. Madonna never apologizes. It must have been the wine. Because remember that disgusting kiss that she gave Drake with full tongue and holding her head like a dominatrix? His head at the Coachella? Well, Madonna was asked about that while she was in the bathroom drinking wine on the phone with her fans. No, I've got the footage. I figured you'd want to see it. Thank you. Okay. Shh. Take a look.
Patricia from Belfast, what advice would you give to your younger self knowing what you know now? Don't kiss Drake, no matter how many times he begs you to. Jamie from Philadelphia, you asked the million-dollar question. Is Drake a good kisser? I kissed a girl, and I liked it.
I don't believe she was referring to Drake's sexuality. I believe she was referring to Drake is not exactly the hardest rapper out there. You know what I mean? Which, there's nothing wrong with that. He's like one of those like sensitive guys, you know? Madonna looks so young and so beautiful there. And that bathroom, everything is like in her cream color skin and the blonde hair. It's just like beautiful. And the wine. I wonder how often she does that. I'm surprised that she admitted this though, because it makes her look real petty. And she's probably regretting it now because it's the morning. You know, when you wake up after partying in your bathroom and you say, oh, what did I do last night? Let me check my cell phone and see who I text. Do you do that? Do you know how to do that? Like, oh, who did I text last night and what did I say? So she gets online, she sees that she said that. Now, Drake, here's the thing. You won. So you should just stay quiet and let this old lady look petty and just let her look petty. And just so you know, I'm team no one. I'm just calling it the way I see it. Yeah. So look, do you care about the new royal baby? Okay. Well then it's time for a celebrity shout out. Hit it. So, Prince William and Kate welcomed their second child, a baby girl, over the weekend. They haven't announced the name. Oh, wait, they just announced it. Before I put my wig on this morning? Oh, this is why I love being live, okay.
Been here. Yep.
All right, well, they just announced the name. It's Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. And this is Kate after giving birth just 10 hours ago. And I was asked, would you walk out of the hospital 10 hours after giving birth? Well, maybe you didn't have ratchetness walking around your hospital. Okay, or if it's not your first one, if you didn't suffer a bunch of miscarriages, because we had so many losses before we actually had it. I was ready to go 10 minutes after giving birth. Because you know, they wheel the boys in the other room to circumcise them and everything, and your guts are still hanging out down here. Look, I picked up my guts, put them under my arm, and pulled myself. I was so thankful. You know, I like pulled myself on my belly to the circumcision room, pulled up and looked in the glass. Because I gave birth at 9:40 on a Saturday night. So by the time they take him into the circumcision room, it might have been like 11 o'clock and it's dark. And so, then you have the night nurses. Now, shout out to the nursing station. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the night nurses, but hospitals have a different vibe at night. And if you watch enough ID channel, it's not exactly the vibe you want. Like, all I kept thinking was one of these nurses is disguised, is really the killer and is gonna come in. No, I was like, she's gonna come in and steal my little Lord Fauntleroy. Or, they switch the babies, and next thing you know, I go home with a different baby than I gave birth to. And, my husband was there in the hospital, but it's funny how the men are more exhausted than us because they gotta look down there and see all that. So I'm in the mother's suite. He's over there in the chaise lounge sleeping with his mouth open. This is after him getting together or, being on the phone with all his boys like, oh, it's a boy, oh, it's a boy, oh, right? He's over there exhausted. My mom and dad had left at this particular point and gone back home. All the lights are dim, in the room. I wouldn't even I watched him get circumcised, and I watched that, I'm crawling on my belly because I can't move, we're weak. The nurse brings him back in the room and puts him in the bassinet, with the wheels so you can wheel it close to you. But that wasn't close enough to me. I slept, no lie, all night with the boy swathed in that striped delivery blanket in my arms. I woke up in the morning. I had cramps, and all I can remember is snoring, dim lights, watching feet pass under the door, and B. Smith's cooking show was on TV. Yeah, so that was but if I could have left 10 hours afterwards, I definitely would have, because to me, the killer lurks. Yeah. Congratulations, Kate. Ciara's ex, Future, is lashing out at her. It's all over this Russell Wilson thing, that football player with the with the nose. Anyway, remember, Ciara went to the White House with the football player, Russell Wilson, and Future tweeted, "I wish I cared." But to me, by just tweeting, "I wish I cared," means you might have cared just a little bit. Yeah. Just the acknowledgement means you cared a little bit on one hand. On the other hand, he probably didn't care as much as we might think that he cares, because after you've been with a girl for a particular period of time, you kind of know that he or she has a type. You know what I mean? Like Ciara seems to like a guy that's a little bit edgier, just based on him and some of the fellas that she's dated in the past, somebody a little edgier. This Russell, again, an elite athlete, probably hasn't had a lot of exposure to a lot of stuff that, might interest Ciara, a quality in other guys. Ciara's with him, in my opinion, because it's a good look, like we talked about. It's a good look for Russell, and it's a good look for Ciara, for them to be out together. I don't believe that this is a real relationship, so Future ended up stopping following Ciara on social media and has started following her enemy, Rihanna. Which means that Future does care. You do care. And that's childish. And you all have a child together. Ciara's new album comes out today. Good luck, Ciara. That's all. Good luck, Ciara. So now look. Attention all my co-hosts here in the Wendy studio audience. Right after the show, you must scatter and go back home. Look, I know you were planning on going out to lunch. I know many of you all wanted to go to Herald Square to go shopping. Today is not the day. Because number one, the president is in town clogging up everything, okay? And number two, the Met Gala is tonight. All the more reason to just go back to Jersey. Look. Listen, you know what the Met Gala is by now. It's one of the biggest fashion events in the world of the season. All the big celebrities will be there, but there's one thing that'll be missing. Hallelujah. Selfies. See, you all have gotten obsessed with these selfies, and they're very, very annoying. Like, nobody can, have fun anymore without fear that somebody's going to take a picture. So I have a feeling that Anna Wintour is talking to a particular group of celebrities, like anybody whose last name begins with K, right? Or J. The Jenner Kardashians, they love a good selfie. Or, surprisingly, the fashion designer Cynthia Rowley. Now, she's a sophisticated woman, a woman who's been around, a woman who does not need to stoop to the level of sneaking. But remember, last year, she snuck her device into the Met Gala after they were specifically told not to, and she started filming on the down low. I know! So you never know where the sneakation's gonna come from. Just when you think it's gonna come from like one of the Jenner girls, it can come from a sophisticated woman of the world. But I like it when they say, you know, no selfies, no cell phones, because that means you can really turn up and get loose. By the way, everybody, we're celebrating an anniversary today. It's the 1-year anniversary of Solange's elevator attack on Jay-Z. Remember, that happened after the Met Gala. So we'll see what jumps off this year. And we'll be here tomorrow to report. I found something new for you to play with. And it doesn't cost you anything. And you don't have to sign up for membership. Now, what I ask you to do is don't do this next to sharp objects or a cliff. Just in case you don't like the answer that you get. There's this new website, it's called How Old. Have you heard about it? Okay, it tells you how old it thinks you are. Well, sometimes it's accurate, and sometimes it's wrong. They used it on Al Roker over at the Al Roker the other day. And you know, Al, I don't know how old Al is. All I know is that how old? He's 60 years old, and they told him he looked 84. Al. Okay, so now look. I'm telling you, you're gonna obsess over this, but don't do it during the show, okay? Lindsay Lohan is 28. The website told her she looks 42. And what they take into account are fine lines and wrinkles, bags under your eyes, and maybe some facial hair and stuff. Madonna is 56. They told her she looks 37. Right? This is a really dangerous site. Like, I wish it had a membership, because anything that asks for a membership, I never sign up for. And if it's an app, like, I don't have any apps on my phone. I don't deal with that, you know? But the idea that this is free and you can just go to it without an app or an application. Kylie Jenner is 17, and it says she looks 30. I'm 50, and it says I look 29. Look, this is something fun to play with, though, okay? So remember, it's called HowOld.net.